scandal has rocked the Police Staff Association under the leadership of newly appointed Chairman Dwayne Roll, following news that thousands of dollars have allegedly gone missing from the association's account.
Now, Mr. Roll is being blamed solely for the missing money, but today he dismissed those allegations as false and shocking. Charisma Robinson is following the story for us.
Police Staff Association Chairman Dwayne Roll says, contrary to what has been reported, he has not been ousted as head of the association and is carrying out business as usual until he's given a notice in writing. On Monday, association members reportedly staged a no-confidence vote over the allegation of funds which they claim have vanished since Roll was elected in January of this year.
I am almost heartbroken in a sense because, if anything, I think my service here was being with the view to bring resolution to the fund situation here at the Police Staff Association.
The chairman says when he came into office in January of this year, he met very little money in the cookie jar and a pile of bills.
The association ain't had no money to steal. If I could say, since I've been here, everything has been about bills. When I came in this office, I met bills upon bills. I got bills at Sky Bahamas. I got bills at Hertz Rental Car. Previous administration being running the association almost under the ground. We have bills everywhere. And everything it is I've been doing is trying to pay the bills of the association off. Do I have proof to say that I've not been?
You talk about receipts, you have documentations of some of the bills that you're talking about to prove that, to cover yourself, just in case.
No, it's a mess. Everything it is that I do as far as payment and stuff, reference to officers, assistant goes in a report to our office treasurer. That is read into the minutes of our executives on a monthly basis.
Longtime Police Staff Association member attorney Maria Daxon, who did not want to be on camera, is not buying it. She's calling on the powers that be to launch a thorough investigation.
I was in this association from when this first started. President comes and go. Years and years, monies are gone missing. But this is the worst.
Now, those who pushed that petition against the chairman and his executive secretary did meet with Commissioner of Police Allison Greenslade this morning to voice their concerns. One of the main issues coming out of this has to do with complaints of officers who allege they are not being paid when they are booked for private events.
They figure like the association, because the person who hired the police did not pay them, then it is they feel as though the association should take that burden on.
We understand the police commissioner is expected to deal with this dispute in the coming days following the country's 40th independence celebrations. Charisma Robinson, ZNS Network News.
Well, you may remember last year, or perhaps you want to forget, as Bahamians referred to the national fish of the Bahamas as the grouper, along with many other errors. Well, our Carla Palmer took to the streets again this year to allow Bahamians to take another stab at the trivia. Let's see how they did.
If you ask, and we did, the meaning of independence pride and what it means to be a Bahamian, most people responded this way.
It means a lot, independence.
It's a time of pride.
I let the club in one shot, so I live by what it is.
And what's that?
Well, independence.
I think it's wonderful. I think we should celebrate ourselves as Bahamians. Every other nationality in this country celebrate itself.
Be able to really live my entire life in an independent Bahamas, in a sovereign Bahamas, and really proclaim that and wear that as a sense of pride.
But is it enough to simply dress up in the colors of the Bahamian flag on occasions like independence and not know our national symbols?
What's the national flower?
The national flower. You get me there?
Tell him what the national flower is.
The Lingdom Mighty.
Tell him what the national tree is.
Yellow Eldo.
Name the national tree for me.
Lingdom Mighty.
Name the national fish.
The grouper.
Who wrote the Pledge of Allegiance?
It's Timothy Gibson.
Wow. Now, I know Mr. Gibson did the national anthem. I imagine he did the pledge as well. No?
The national pledge, who wrote it?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Having admitted to not knowing that Mr. Hervis Bain wrote the national pledge, Miller instead recited the pledge hoping to redeem herself.
I pledge my allegiance to the flag and to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, for which it stands, one people, united in love and service.
Those persons interviewed this year were far knowledgeable about our symbols than last year, just getting 1 or 2 questions wrong. There still was, however, a few people experiencing a memory lapse throughout, like Maxine Roll, who had to be assisted by her daughter, Latoya McKinney.
Who wrote the national anthem?
That age, who wrote the national anthem? Be crazy.
What's the national anthem?
Who wrote it?
Timothy Gibson.
Right, Timothy Gibson.
What's the national symbols on the coat of arms?
Yellow, gold, and green.
She said symbols.
Symbols?
Flamingo, the blue marlin, and the yellow elder, I think.
Just as it was expected that Roll would have known our national symbols, considering she was selling independence memorabilia, the same was expected of naturalized Bahamians like Terry Altek, as it is supposed to be a criteria that foreign nationals seeking citizenship are familiarized with the symbols of the Bahamas.
The fish. Yeah, I know. I saw the picture. I can't tell definitely about.
What about the tree?
The tree. I don't think.
With the flower.
The flower. You mean the flower? No, I don't study that, especially I suppose in the state about my Bible.
I'm Carla Palmer for ZNS Network News.
This is a really funny response as well. A number of office buildings, homes, and automobiles were decked out in aquamarine, gold, and black this year to help mark our 40th Independence Anniversary celebrations. In fact, we've seen some of them dressed in some of the most uniquely designed Bahamian pieces. LaDawn Davis took to the streets earlier this week to capture it all.
The colors of the Bahamian flag, aquamarine, gold, and black, can be seen on every accessory imaginable this Independence Day. From T-shirts, bracelets, flags, and bags to bows and even scarves. Manager of Beyond Flags, Cheryl Strawn, says while there are some Bahamians feeling the independent spirit, there are others who will wait until the last minute to take a bite out of the independence pie.
That's our middle name. Last minute, right? That has to be our middle name. But we don't have a problem with that because we have the supplies, especially with the shirts. We have all the different varieties of shirts, tie-dye, polos, regular T-shirts, you name it, we've got it. So it's not a problem. We anticipate the rush and the last minute.
The AG Electric Company building never misses a beat as they always erect a king-size poster fitting for the celebrations. Restview Crematorium and Mortuary on Soldier Road was not left out, though, as they too used their creative hat. Employees over at the J.S. Johnson Soldier Road branch took a different approach to decorating their office this year by using uniquely Bahamian crafts and historical artifacts.
Okay, just for the record, tell me your name and your position here, please.
Tamara Sanders, customer service rep.
Okay, talk to me a little bit about the idea that went into the concept to decorate J.S. Johnson here on Soldier Road for the 40th Independence.
Well, we wanted to do something different, of course, because it's the 40th anniversary, and we were tired of the paper machetes and the fans and the regular things that you would see. And so we decided, let's do something different, let's go back. And that's how we came up with this concept.
Well, 40 years ago was way back when. So we decided to do some indigenous stuff. So that's where we came about with the idea. The old straw, the tamarinds, the old washing board, the tubs, cassava, peanuts. It's just, more indigenous, old.
Now, as we drove around town, we couldn't help but notice that 1 out of every 10 cars were flying a Bahamian flag. But there was one car that captured our eyes. Even the rims of the old model vehicle had a taste of Bahamian pride. But if you are still not feeling the independence fever, you still have a few hours left and/or days left to feel the rush. LaDawn Davis, ZNS Network News.
Coming up in sports, Independence sailing at Jaws Beach tomorrow.
And hear what's happening in North Abaco for the Big 40.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Charisma Robinson. With only a few days into the 2013-2014 budget year, the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employees Federation is weighing in on the government's new budget. Chamber members are gravely concerned about certain revised taxes and some new tax initiatives by the government, including increases in customs processing, business license fees, automobiles duty, sin tax duty, and proposed introduction of value-added tax. The Chamber believes the budget does not do enough to support small business growth. The Association of International Banks and Trust Companies sponsored College of the Bahamas student Frank Tasha Roll for a 6-week Spanish language immersion program in Mexico. Ms. Roll, a third-year student majoring in business administration accounting, was selected from a short list of student attendees at the 2012 Nassau Conference and will attend Spanish and Mexican culture classes, including up to 38 hours of language instruction per week. And in international business, the International Monetary Fund has lifted its economic growth forecast for the UK this year from 0.7% to 0.9%. Not since April last year has the IMF raised its UK forecast. A British Treasury spokesman said it showed that the economy was moving from rescue to recovery. This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Charisma Robinson.